Thank you for another edition of our Skype Shiur. Thank you to Meir Gabay and to Noah Ari for arranging the Shiur. We're in Port Yosef Synagogue. We're studying Parashat Ekev. We're in the second parasha of the Shiva de Nechemta leading up to Rosh Hashanah. We're in the mood of Rosh Hashanah. And I would like to start off the Shiur by a question from Gilad, which he sent on the WhatsApp. And I very much like that discussion that came up. And it's a pasuk which intrigued me. Every year I come across this pasuk and I think, what does this pasuk mean? What is going on over here? So I would like to start off with this pasuk. So the pasuk reads in Parashat Ekev, למען הודיעך כי לא על הלחם לבדו יחיה האדם, ככל מוצא פי השם יחיה האדם. So first of all, I'd like to know, is there any suggestions from the crowd? I looked this up and I found three explanations for this pasuk. I want to hear what you come up with. Gilad, b'chavod.
Look, the only explanation I could come up with is maybe just to emphasize specifically the importance of bread, because otherwise, I cannot think of any reason why using in Hebrew, using the word levado, gives a very significant importance to bread as an independent source of existence, of life.
Well, how do you explain the pasuk on a simple level?
Well, look, it's simple. It means that we need to understand that actually our life are not dependent on the material things that we have, or we think that we have, or that we consume, or the perceived material strength that we have, but actually everything is from Hashem. Kol motza pi, right? It's as simple as that, and we need to acknowledge it, right?
Right. So I'm just going to pause you. My laptop's running out of battery. I want to just plug it in. Excuse me for 1 second. So forgive me 1 second. So the question is, what does it mean? And what does it mean?
Maybe now, off the back of what Meir said, sorry, Meir.
Oh, very nice. And how do you think the pasuk?
So actually, Meir, I think that based on what you said, I think that maybe now I have another idea. So actually, it's true that everything is from Hashem, but it doesn't mean that we just need to stay in bed all day and not do anything. So we do need the bread. Is like our effort, our work, our physical attempts to gain parnasa, but that by itself won't do without kol pi Hashem. So that could be another way to look at it, maybe.
How are you explaining kol masek pi Hashem? Now, I just want to understand, what is the Torah telling us? Let me just read it out to you, and I'll explain to you what bothers me. And I'll be very happy if you can help me to understand it. The pasuk says like this: all the mitzvot which I command you, you should keep. למען תחיון, so that you will live. ורביתם ובאתם וירשתם את הארץ. You will multiply and you will inherit the land אשר נשבע השם לאבותיכם. And then the pasuk tells us, וזכרת את כל הדרך אשר אלוהיך השם אלוקיך זה 40 שנה. Remember, the 40 years that you traveled through the desert, and you suffered, למען ענותך לנסותך לדעת את אשר בלבביך, ותשמור מצוותיו אם לא. Which means Hashem put you in a situation where you would be tested to see whether you would stay strong and keep the mitzvot. ויענך, and he afflicted you. וירעבך, and he hungered you, starved you. ויאכילך את המן, and he fed you the man אשר לא ידעת ולא ידעון אבותיך. You didn't know what it was. למען הודיעך, in order to make known to you. And this is the words I want to understand. Why did Hashem do that? Make you suffer in the wilderness and bring you the man and give you something that you didn't know? In order to make it known to you, or in order to teach you, כי לא על הלחם לבדו יחיה אדם. Because not on bread alone does a man live, כי על כל מוצא פי השם יחיה האדם. כי על כל מוצא פי השם, on everything that comes out of the mouth of Hashem, a man will live. Now please, Meir, Maor, or Gilad, any explanation on that pasuk. What does it mean? In order to teach you, Hashem made you suffer in the wilderness, and made you starve, and make you hungry, and give you man to eat, in order to teach you that not on the bread alone a man will live, but on everything that comes out of the mouth of Hashem. That is a simple thought. With Meir.
Yeah, there's so many different ways of.
I've got my own simple way to say.
No.
Yeah, like the old pasuk, like you said, like we can explain it. Obviously, like it's all about like Hashem to lead us and to provide us. But the way I see, just let's say, like if I'm just looking on the lo al lechem levado yechia adam. It's like, it's like every time you have a piece of bread, it's not enough. You need a topping as well. So our life, just as, like, if you take our life, just, just to live, to sleep, eat, and now just existing, it's not enough. We need like a topping. And this topping, it's only Hashem can provide us, like the spiritual topping to it.
So I like that shot. But Meir, are you in line? We lost Meir? Okay, we lost Meir. I think what Meir was saying.
But if you connect it to the previous pasuk, so in a sense, Bnei Israel went through a reboot, a restart, or reinstall. So they learned actually that to get rid of the old perceptions of and this dependency of bread to live. So they didn't have bread; they have aman, which is something that unknown that no one have seen before, has seen, and they lived for 40 years based on that. So basically, it's not al lechem. They didn't live on bread. They live al kol motzah pi Hashem. So it was like. So
you understand, kol motzah pi Hashem is the man. In simple context,
that could be that if you connect it to the previous pasuk. So yeah, but I think that that kol motzah pi Hashem, it's actually Torah. So it connects you to much what Maor said.
So what Maor said. So are you saying
like lechem is like the physical part of our existence, and pi Hashem is the spiritual part of our existence.
How about me? I want to hear what you think. How you explain kol motzah pi Hashem? Right.
Rabbi, can I ask a question?
Just 1 second more. I want to hear your question, but I want to understand, Meir. Meir, you said that kol lechem levado is parnasa. Yeah? Is that what you said? You gave him a different shot. So you're getting kol lechem levado yechia adam. A man is not going to live only on his parnasa. Ki al kol motzah pi Hashem. How are you explaining that? Which is what? What is the word of Hashem? Well, so you're saying man is not in control of his life, and even if you have money and power, but that's not what you live on. You live on what Hashem decides. Right.
But the thing is, can we agree that if we omit the word levado, so it makes perfect sense, the pasuk?
Yeah, so I think that's what you were saying before, Gilad, no? That, it's not only your ishtadlut, but it's also Hashem. That's what you mean, Meir? It's not only your own ishtadlut for Parasha, it's Kol Matzapi Hashem, whatever makes Hashem Tzliach, that's what you live on. Right.
I forgot something.
Oh, please.
Like basically when Bnei Israel were in the desert and Hashem fed them man, so basically like all the period in the desert, like Bnei Israel were fully dependent on Hashem because He gave them protection and Hashem gave them water and a man. But basically, so for them, like they should have, obviously they've done some chataim, but they should have like realized like we are completely dependent on Hashem. So
yes.
Clear. But in our life today, we are not in the desert. So we must forget that we still, when we are not in the desert, we are still fully dependent on Hashem. Even if we don't need like a Be'er Miriam, we have water from the tap.
That's great.
Bread from the bakery, so we can just go. We don't need Hashem to give us the man. But still, we need to remember that we are fully dependent on Hashem today, the same like as Bnei Israel in the desert.
If you think about it, actually, that's Sefer Dvarim. So actually, this is being
beautiful
a reminder. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Gilad, you want to say something? Gilad?
But actually, that's a reminder also for the generation that is about to enter Israel, because most of them were still relatively young or were not born yet. So they know what is a man, but actually, it's not like the Dora Midbar. So actually, that's just a reminder also for them, not only for us, even for them. It's in many respects, it's a reminder. No, actually, some of them knew what is a man. So some of them, if I think of
teach them about the man.
No, some of them knew.
Yeah. So I want to share with you three different explanations. First of all, the simple explanation is, and this is I understand from the reading of Psukim, like Gilad mentioned in the beginning. Hashem made you, afflicted you in the wilderness, in the desert, and He made you starve, and He fed you the man to teach you that when you have no food, and you can't live at all, don't think that you're dependent on only bread. And this is emunah and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And man really was ochel shel emunah. That was the lechem shel emunah. That was the man. Teach them min hashamayim. There's no bread min haaretz, and lechem min haaretz, yesh lechem min hashamayim. And a person should never give up hope in emunah, because that's not what you live on. Okay, you have no money in your bank account, you have no money in your wallet, your credit card is broken, how can you eat? Yeah? So this is where your emunah comes in. Hashem can create from nothing, that's how you survive. This is our simply understanding of the pasuk. And I would like to add on that, Me'or's very beautiful pshat, that just in the wilderness, as they had nothing, and they were fully dependent on Hashem to give them the man, so to now in generations where we have bread and we have food, we have to realize, no, this is not just the food that we bought from the makolet or we made in our kitchen. This is food from Hashem, this is Motzapi Hashem. And this is already bootling on the pshat of the Marachor of Chaim Vital. It's So Rav Chaim Vital says very interesting approach, and this is brought down from the Arizal. And he says like this: when a person
Vital was a student.
Student of Arizal, this is Torah Arizal. The Marchot says it's about food. When you're making bracha on food. So he says the food that you put in your mouth, which is that feeds the body, right? So he says that what feeds the body? Is it the physical context of the food, or is it the spiritual makeup of the food? I'm really trying to explain it. The word he uses the word of nitzotzot kedusha, and in every type of ma'achal, every lechem, bread or fruit or vegetables, anything that person eats, there's different amounts of nitzotzot kedusha. When a person eats that, that's consumed, and that's what makes him alive. That's what brings him life. Now, if you think about it, a person is made up of guf and neshama. So it's held together it's fused together in a very spiritual way, right? What happens when a neshama leaves the body? The body still the same, but there's no life. So lo al alechem levado yechia adam ela kol motzei pi Hashem. So motzei pi Hashem is the nitzotzot kedusha. And this is what a person needs to remember. That's what keeps him alive. You're not dependent on the food. It's the Kol Motzei Pi Hashem, which is what keeping you alive, which is the Netzot Kedusha according to the Marachot, the spiritual aspect of the food. That's one explanation. But the second explanation I want to share with you is it's a Pirush Chasidi. That when a person makes food, eats food, he makes a bracha before he eats his food. When you make a bracha, you say Baruch Atah Hashem. You remember Hashem before you eat the food. The Hashem is the one who gives you the food. Right, going on Ma'oros Pshat beforehand, that every time you eat, you have to remember it's not the bread which is feeding you. It's Hashem which is feeding you. Like Hashem gave you money in the midbar, so Hashem is now giving you bread or cake or chips or pretzel, whatever He's giving you, but He's giving you now, and it's from Him. So that's when you make a bracha, you remember that Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam, that you're giving us the food. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you.
So,
welcome.
So Mara saying when you're making a bracha, you're saying Hashem, you are the one who's bringing the food. Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam. And this is a bit deep, and this is a Hasidic way of looking at the pasuk. Motzeh Pi Hashem is when man is Motzeh Pi, takes out from his mouth Hashem, the name of Hashem. Ki lo al alechem levado yechia adam. It's not just enough to live just with eating the food. You have to be Motzeh Pi Hashem, bring out from your mouth the name of Hashem by making a bracha. And that's how you live. That's how you bring life to your food and bring life to your neshama. And it's different, bring out the best in the food by through making the bracha. And the third approach, and I think this is what Gilad mentioned originally, and this is what occurred to me when I was trying to understand this pasuk. When the pasuk says, "Ki lo al alechem levado yechia adam, ki al kol motzeh pi Hashem." So what's motzeh pi Hashem? So when Hashem brought the Aseret HaDibrot, the 10 Commandments, so we said, Shamanu mipi hagvura. That's what we find in the Torah, the expression of pi hagvura is the word of Hashem. And here we say Motzeh Pi Hashem. So what is the word of Hashem? What comes out of the mouth of Hashem?
Pel pe panim el panim.
And by this is the Torah. Kudsha barichu v'oraita chadu. So when we talk about Motzeh Pi Hashem, for me that's understood as meaning the Torah. So when the pasuk tells us, so the way I understand this, man is made up of guf and neshama, body and neshama. So when the pasuk says lo al alechem levado yechia adam, a man cannot live only on bread. Al kol motzeh pi Hashem, but on lo al alechem levado, you can't live only on bread. Ki al kol motzeh pi Hashem yechia adam, on every part of Torah, that's what makes a man alive. Now the Chazal tell us that tzaddikim afilu b'mitatam kruim chayim. That means even after the death, tzaddikim are called alive. And the Rasha'im, even in their lifetime, they're called dead. Now what does that mean in Chazal? How can you see a man, he's a Rasha? You say even when he's alive, he's dead. Why? He's alive, he's not dead. You can see him, he's dancing, he's driving, he's building, he's moving, he's dead. But if we understand...
He's done things though. He's done things that will cause him to... Well... Because he's done things that are causing the results of death by punishment. I guess.
Yeah, but the Chazal doesn't say that it will cause him to die. It says that a Rasha, even while he's alive, is considered as if he's dead. While he's alive. Now, how do you explain that? So if we put it in context of this pasuk.
Because it's because there is no mutzapiv. There is no mutzapiv.
Exactly,
So it means that it's an empty vessel, right?
Thank you. Exactly, Gilad. This is what I understand now. The man is made of guf and neshama. You made a body and neshama. So if whereas food is food for the body, but Torah is food for the soul, for the neshama. And for a man to live, he needs to have a balanced life, both sides of the neshama and the body. So you need to feed your body and you need to feed your soul. So when a man is alive because he's eating and he's going to Shiur Torah and he's learning Torah. So he's feeding himself, his spiritual side of the neshama. You have to feed both parts of a man. That's why he says Adam. What's Adam? Adam is the one who's made up of body and soul. And you can't live just on food. Okay, a person eats and eats. And what's his meaning in life? He has no meaning in life. What's his meaningful purpose in living? That's not life. That's not life. That's not enough to live on just on bread. That's what gives a person feel alive. And anyone knows when you study Torah or when you're learning Torah and your life comes full of meaning, you feel I'm full of life. You have a good Shiur Torah, you enjoy it, you say, this is why I'm alive. Now you feel alive. And this is why Yaakov, with the spirit of Yaakov, we're alive again. This is why he says, even in their lifetime they considered it, because they have no life. Well, what's the purpose? Okay, you're eating food, different food. What's for? You're eating, you go to the toilet, okay, you eat more, you take out. What's life about? That's not life. And that's what the Torah is telling me this pasuk. So I thank Gilad for introducing us to that part of the Parasha. And I hope we had different explanations in now. And now I want to speak about the next pasuk in the Torah, which is really, I think this is important for everybody in life, and everyone can relate to it. Every person in every stage of life can relate to this next pasuk. Very important pasuk, and it already gets us in the mood already before Rosh Hashanah. פסוק ה' זה לא אנחנו חמוש בדם? מאור? פרק ח' פסוק ה'.
Yes.
This is very, very important pasuk, and this is what I want to speak about tonight's shiur.
To read it out?
Please.
וידעת עם לבבך כי כאשר יסר איש את בנו השם אלוקיך מייסך.
Okay. So let's speak about this. What does this mean? I'm going to read and translate it. וידעת עם לבבך. You should know עם לבבך with your heart. This is something which everyone should think about. כי כאשר ייסר איש את בנו השם אלוקיך מייסרך. What does that mean? כאשר ייסר איש את בנו השם אלוקיך מייסרך. First of all, what does it mean ייסר?
Torture. Oh, no, not torture. It's
cause suffer.
Cause suffer. But what's the right word in English, Joe? ייסר. So it's cause agony. It's
from the word sar.
Agonize.
Agonize is also one part of Yisurim. But if you realize the Hebrew context of the word Yaser, which means to agonize or to cause pain, suffering, also is the word of Musar. What's Musar? To reprove, chastise, to give Musar. When you punish, it's a punishment. It's a form of punishment. And the pasuk says, "Kasher yaser ishet beno," like a father is going to reprove his son or give musar to chastise his son. That's why Hashem gives musar to you. Now, what are we talking about when we're talking about musar liyasrecha, suffering? What is the level of suffering that we're talking about? So, do you remember, Joe? We once mentioned the Gemara. The Gemara says that every small form of yisurim, of suffering, is counted and measured by HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Right.
And he says that every person has some form of suffering. No one has plain sailing. There's no plain sailing in this world, right? We didn't come to this world to get presents. This is not the world where we're here to get rewarded, this is not the world of pleasure. That is the world to come. That's coming soon, right? That we're allowed to have pleasure and we're allowed to enjoy ourselves and we're allowed to have fun in this world. But it's not all about having fun. There is a serious purpose to life. And there is a lot of suffering. There's different levels of pain. How much is the level of pain? So the Gemara talks about it. The Gemara says if you put your hand in your pocket to get out some change, right? And you need to get a £1 coin and you bring out a 50p. You need to put your hand in your pocket again to get out the £1. So already that level of pain of putting your hand in your pocket twice, that's already called measured suffering. And that already adds up to your level of suffering. So why am I saying this? Because the Gemara says if you go, a person for 40 days goes without suffering, he said he loses his Olam Haba. He's already had his Olam Haba in this world. If for 40 days, you haven't had any suffering at all.
Say that again. So if you go for 40 days without suffering, what?
That means you've received your Olam Haba in this world. And you lose it.
Without suffering, surely suffering would cause...
But if someone reached to the level that he cannot see the suffering 40 days, he cannot see because his mind is so tuned and he know in his heart that, he doesn't see suffering at all. Even if he suffers terribly. Is it considered Yisurim or no? So the question is if Yisur is being measured by the standard.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know. The Gemara says for 40 days, if you haven't received suffering, then he loses his Olam Haba because you get your Olam Haba in this world. Now, I don't think it applies to any of us. I don't think everyone else has had 40 days without any kind of suffering. Everyone has some kind of suffering. And I think everyone you meet in your life, if you think about everyone you see during the day, everyone's going through their own little battle of their own measure of suffering, whatever it is, with children, with Shalom Bayit, Parnasa, with health problems, with government issues. Everyone's got their own pekulach, what they have, and people are really suffering. And here the Pasuk is telling us, why is Hashem doing that to us? Why is Hashem being mean? Yeah, why is Hashem causing me suffering?
Because we appreciate the good things after. We appreciate the small things more, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess
if you're born with a silver spoon, everything's given to you, everything's handed to you. And the small things that annoy you, the small things that would annoy someone would annoy the other person who's been spoon-fed more. It's relative, kind of. So
you're saying it makes you a better person?
But I have a problem with this question, and I will tell you why. Because sorry.
I want to hear you, Gilad. So, Joe, you're saying that makes you a better person?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
So that's for your own good. So this is really what we're talking about in the Pasuk. So let's just say that why Hashem is telling us this is that this is for our own good, and just like a father would do that to his son, let's say even Joe, you're very rich and you can afford. Yeah, you're very rich and you can afford to give your son all the toys in Toys R Us, right? Well, you're not going to do that all in one day, all in one go, because you want to show him the right way and the right proof. So Hashem wouldn't give us an abundance of everything and overwhelming because it is for our own good. So that's like a father. That's the first thing we have to understand. Gilad.
So I will connect it to what Joe said. But look, my problem with this question is that there is an assumption that you are the center of your world.
Yes.
And that's not the case. We're not the center of our world. It's just sometimes, you find yourself in different situations and you just happen to be there, right? So it's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have something with you or you as the reason for it, or you as the center of it. Actually, in most cases, you are just a secondary actor, or in all cases, you are. So if you accept that you are not the center of this world, you are not even the center of your world.
Why?
In particular.
Why?
So
Why, Gilad? Why'd you say that? Yeah. There's a few Gemara which contradict what Gilad's saying. That's why I wanted to explain himself. There's a Gemara that says, Bishvili nivra olam. What does it mean, Bishvili nivra olam? A person needs to think, that the world was created for me. What does that mean? It's not means everyone should now bow down to you and serve you because bishvili nivra olam. That's not what it means. But it does mean that it would be enough working for the world just for you.
Yeah, בשבילי נברא העולם, but then the question is for what purpose?
Yes.
For what purpose?
For purpose.
But why are we here? To give me the means to accomplish my purpose in life, which is to study and be partner, in a sense, to
so
do the journey.
Creation, of course, to put your input into the world and make the world a better place, but improve yourself as a person. So that's bishvili nivra olam, and like Meir said that because each Jew is worth for the whole world to be created just for him. And we need to come, and Hashem needs to come down into this world to fulfill the Torah and mitzvot, to come closer to HaKadosh Baruch. But here I want to talk about one aspect, Surim. Bringing Surim to a person. We say Hashem loves Am Yisrael, and Hashem loves every single person of Am Yisrael. And here,
I'm going to be back soon. I'm just going to pray. So I'll be back soon.
He says, so I've just lost my focus. Yeah. So, so this happened to me this week, and I'm telling you, it was a bit difficult, and I think everyone can relate to it in their own world. But yeah, just a few things like broke down, in the house this week. My MP3 player smashed, and I needed it for listening to my Shiurim. I had to fix my car, and window broke. Okay, and I'm thinking like, okay, what is going on? And I was upset. And I was upset, and I didn't pass the Nisayon straight away, and it took me time to think about it. And the first reaction is like every good Maroccan, yeah, akapara, yeah. But it's annoying. What do you mean it broke? And I need it. And I was free, and I can't swim now, and my window broken, and I have to fix it. But then you realize, no, bemet hakol letova. And you come around to read this passage, something which everyone needs to become aware of again. It's like a father. Hashem is saying, like, I'm your father. Like a father does to you. The window didn't break because it was Hashem broke it for your own benefit, for your own good. When my MP3 broke, my child, my 1-year-old, I was trying to fix something in the bedroom, and I took out.
You are disconnected, Rabbi. Sorry.
Yeah.
Really?
I took out my tools to fix something in the girl's room, to fix the crib, and she came over and she pushed it over onto my MP3, and it smashed my MP3. Yeah, this is why I listen to a Shiur on. And that's it. All peace. And it got smashed. I don't know if you can see that. Screen smashed. And afterwards I was thinking about it. Listen, she dropped my tools onto the screen, and that's how it got broken. And I can't listen to Shiur on it anymore. But Baruch Hashem, it's not copy. I still can copy the Shiur on it. And I was thinking afterwards, listen, that she could have dropped the tools on herself. And enough if it would have fallen on her small finger, and would have been in hospital trying to sort it out and trying to arrange it. And it's a chesed of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he did that. That he broke my machine instead of some part of the child. And the way to look at Yisurim in a positive way, this is the Orach Chaim HaKadosh I want to share with you. It says, שישאר אדם עם ליבו. With your heart, you should think, שאין טבע אדם להוכיח ולייסר אלא לבנו. When a person wants to reprove and give musar, a person only gives musar to his son. Right? You see two boys messing around in the shul, in the synagogue, or you're in the shopping, you're in Tesco, and there's two boys messing around. So who'd you go and tell off? So if it's your son, you're going to expect that this is not how we behave. We're in a public place. You respect where you are. This is how you behave. This is that, and you tell him off. All right, and if he's joking around and he's playing around, so if you have to tell him off harshly, you'll shout at him, and if you need to put him straight, you'll put him straight. But if it's a stranger, some kid, hey, so you think, so stupid kid, you just walk past it and then let him make a mess. Well, what do you care? It's not your son. You don't care about him. וזה הטבע מוטבע באנוש, להרגיש על בנו בעשות הדבר שלא יעשה, ויקללנו ויכנו, מה שלא יעשה כן מי שלא מקפיד עליו. So the Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh tells us that if you don't care about somebody, even if he's not your son and you don't love him enough, you're not going to bother trying to reprove him. You're not going to try and put him straight. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when he loves us so much, this is a proof. When a person is suffering, and think about it. I got burnt today. I dropped some boiling hot in the kitchen. Yeah, I was trying to get in the kitchen, and I burnt. There was a hot pot of hot water, boiling water, in the pressure cooker, and I burnt part of my leg. And then you look at this. What does mean yasrecha? The fact that I got burnt, what does that show? Hashem doesn't like me. Hashem is being mean. It means Hashem loves me. Every time when a person is suffering, this is what he needs to think about the Ohr HaChaim. Hashem loves you. This is why you're suffering, because Hashem loves you. He cares about you. If He wouldn't care about you, then you wouldn't be suffering. Look at all the goyim. What do they do for Hashem? They come to the Knesset. They come to Shiur. They don't come to Shiur. They make brachot. They don't make. They give tzedakah. They don't give tzedakah. So why Hashem? Oh, He gives them everything. Why didn't He give us? Because Hashem doesn't care about them. Hashem cares about us. Even though all the umot haolam, they do all the rasha, ta'avot, Hashem doesn't care. They're not His children. We are His children. And I'll tell you also from the Baal Shem Tov, he says a beautiful way to give musar to your son. And this is also a Hasidic way of understanding this. Hashem gives you musar because you're His son. The Baal Shem Tov says when Hashem says to you, listen, you're my son. You can't behave like that. This is not the way you behave. You're my son. If you're some guy on the street, you're his son, you can do whatever you want. When you're my son, I'm the king. King's son has to behave special. I remember growing up, there was a story of a prince of England. He got dressed up as a Nazi. A Halloween party, dressed up as a Nazi. All the papers were talking about it, all the news, the prince was dressed up as a Nazi. Who cares? Every Halloween party, some boy dressed up as a Nazi. When it's the prince, when the prince is dressing up like that, that makes a big difference. That's not how you behave. You're a different level. So when you're teaching your son Musar, you say, listen, Ata Yehudi, you're a neshama of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You have to behave in a respectful way. You can't behave like all the way in the street. You can't behave like a behemah. You're a more mechubad. You're a Jew. You're respectful. You have to be respected. Remember who you are. And this is why HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, like a father, remember who your father is. Remember this. And this is a pasuk which Shlomo HaMelech writes in Mishlei. Musar Hashem v'ni al timas v'al tikotz b'toch achto. What does that mean? Musar Hashem. When Hashem is giving you musar, which means reproving you, giving you musar, in a way giving you suffering, agony. Al timas. What's al timas? Don't despise it. V'al tikotz b'toch achto. Why? And the next pasuk carries on. Does anybody know? Get asher yahav Hashem yochiach uka'av et haben yirtzeh. So let me explain the pasuk, and I'm going to explain the view of the Gaon of Vilna. He says, "Musar Hashem beni al timas." Don't despise or don't timas. How do you say? Don't despise the musar which you're giving. Don't be upset when you're suffering. Don't say, "Oh, I don't like the suffering. Why I'm always in chovot? Why am I always in debt? Why I can't make parasha? Why always this machloket in my house? Why my children, why they always need to go to hospital? Why don't I have good kids? Why don't my children listen to me?" Yeah? Musar Hashem beni al timas. Al tikotz b'toch achto. When Hashem is trying to teach you a lesson, don't be upset with him. Yet Asher yahav Hashem yochiach. Hashem is only making you suffer because He loves you. So first remember that whenever you see, okay, I'm suffering, I got burnt, something broke, I need to fix something, please Hashem loves me. And the next pasuk changes everything. Uka'av et haben yirtzeh. Like a father who wants his son. The ben yirtzeh. I'm going to tell you the Perush of the Gaon. Musar Hashem is the Yisurim. Suffering which a person has, should receive them with love and ba'ahava v'chiba. V'al tekot b'toch achto. Don't despise it. And this is what the Gaon of Vilna says in Mishlei. Yet Asher yahav Hashem yochiach. כי אין דרך להוכיח רק לאוהב אשר ליבו דואג על רעהו. Only on the friend that you love you give him מוסר. ורואה שהולך בדרך אשר אינו טוב, לא, הוא מוכיחו. וכן מסתם כאשר מוכיח הקדוש ברוך הוא, When Hashem shows you and puts you straight because He loves you. And He wants you to go in the right way like a father loves his son. And if he doesn't listen to him, what do you do if your son doesn't listen to you? You see him going, he's smoking, he's doing drugs, he's doing bad things. You're telling him off. You go, you be strict on him. Whatever you need to do, you put him straight. But for his own good. That's what Hashem's doing. Until you turn away from your bad ways. So, if a person, Hashem is bechesed. First, he doesn't attack the person straight away. First, he goes for his mum. The damages his possessions. Yeah, if his shirt rips, or he gets torn, or he gets a hole in his sock, he gets something damaged, scratch in his car. That's the first warning. Okay, think about what did I do today? Hashem is teaching me something. Then he teaches his body, gets cut his finger, or gets a burn. Then he goes takes one step closer until a person realizes Hashem is trying to teach him something. And this is because of his love. Why? Because he wants to put it straight. But what happens afterwards? Okay, you hear your son cries, I'm sorry, Daddy, and he's crying now. Now what does every father do when his son says sorry? What's the first thing he does? He's crying, he says sorry. What do you do as a father? Every father loves his son. You see, okay, you told him off, you shouted at him, you made him cry. He goes, okay, I'm sorry, Daddy. What do you do? Come, my son, come, I love you. Give him a hug, hold him close. Come, let me give you something to drink. Have something to eat, you're sweet. Come on, let me take you out. I want to show you how much I love you. נכון או לא נכון? גלעד, מסכים או לא?
נכון, my kids are too young, so...
Hey, it's coming soon. You'll see more.
Yeah, it's like this, obviously. You feel like, you want to...
You want to appease him. You want to show him that you're not angry with him because you don't hate him. You really love him. And you see that he's upset. You go, Daddy, don't hate me. No, of course I don't hate you. I love you. And then you want to appease him. He come, I'll buy you something what you like. Come, I'll buy you some ice cream or chocolate. Why? Because you want to appease your son. So what do we learn from this? So this is Gaon Mavilna. It's unbelievable. This changes the whole way of looking at Yisurim. Because Hashem loves you so much, that's why he's like a father. And after he gives the Yisurim, he wants to show you the Ahava. He wants to do your will and do your wish. He wants to comfort him and to appease him and to calm his mind. וזהו שאלתי מה עשית הייסורים. כי כאשר מייסר אותך בייסורים, מסתם אתה חביב עליו כבן. ואחר כך כאב את בנו ירצה אותך וימלא רצונך. Isn't that a beautiful חידוש? That means, let's say now, I had suffering tonight, okay, I lost my damages, okay, and it's going to cost me a lot to fix the window, and I got burned. So now I have a look at that. What a day. Oh my goodness, Hashem is so angry with me.
But it's not really dependent on your approach to it. It's not, if you truly understand that, but you really understand that in the purest sense, that you say, I accept it.
So this one, I just want to explain this Gaon Mavilna and how I can just apply it to practically in my day. So on a normal day, I would say, oh, what a bad day. Hashem is so upset with me. He's so angry with me that, he caused me so much damage, monetary loss, and, I burnt myself. And Hashem is upset with me and angry. Okay, so how would you feel about that? You're upset about everything that happened, and you're upset that Hashem's upset with you. But according to this Gaon Mavilna, this should be one of your happiest days. Because first of all, first of all, he shows Hashem is close to you and really cares about you. But second of all, he said, if you love, so 1 second, Mary. Let me just finish the point of it. So he's saying that according to Gaon Mavilna, if Yisurim happens to you, that means Hashem is close to you and loves you, and you have to wait for the part of the Tanchumin which comes later, the comforting time when Hashem is going to appease you. That means tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem, when I go and apologize to Kadosh Baruch Hu and I accept the Yisurim like a son, answering Meir's question. If I accept it as a son, as an asayik bemet kapara, then the next stage is Tanchumin. That means Hashem is going to want to appease me and give me what I want. This is the Gaon Mavilna says in the Mishlei.
I have
So that means I can make a wish now. And when you think about your suffering and you accept your suffering as it's coming from the Father, that's when you're ready to make your wish. That's the word of the Gaon Vilna. It's like a promise. So if you treat Hashem like a father and a son, and you want to say, okay, I'm ready to do tshuva, I'm accepting it from you, then the next stage is coming for the nechama. That's what we're waiting. Yes, Bachavod.
I have a problem with it. It's a look. It's a very progressive approach, right?
Progressive.
Yeah, like the Hashem need to comfort you, and Hashem doesn't owe you anything. Hashem already gave you everything. If Hashem, if in a very simplistic way, if Hashem, if you experience something that you perceive as suffering,
yes,
there are an infinite number of reasons that it could happen, and some of them it was just to prevent you from a much bigger suffering. Not necessarily because it was intended to teach you a lesson, and not because after that you need to get any nichumim or you understand what I'm saying? I understand.
But listen, no, they're not clear in a way that Hashem owes you anything. Hashem doesn't owe me anything. However, we have to appreciate that Hashem does love everyone, all His children.
That's clear.
Okay, so if Hashem loves all His children, then what the Gaon of Vilna says is all you need to do is recognize that you are His son. And the reason why you're getting suffering is because Hashem loves you like a father. So once you become and you step up in position as a son and say, yes, Father, I accept the suffering as a kapara for me and I want to improve, then you're ready for that next stage of where Hashem is going to treat you like a son in a loving way because you accepted these Yisurim. And this is a natural progression. It's a natural response. And this is the promise from the Gaon of Vilna.
I think that it's a very dangerous perception. You know, if it can be misunderstood, this idea, and you know, if this concept is being misunderstood, it can put people in a very dangerous place. That you know they can actually expect Hashem to appease them, or
I see what you mean. Okay, I see what you mean. It's not you can expect Him to appease them. But listen, if you do accept it. If you accept the Yisurim from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bemet Kapara, and you see it from in a loving way, but like you say, you accept to do tshuva. You realize the reason why I'm suffering is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what He wants. Listen, think about it. You get a parking ticket, okay? So you feel, okay, stupid, I parked in the wrong place, or I don't know, you got some fine or something. So you can blame yourself or blame with different reasons or people. But if you look at it, Hashem gave it to you. You know, this is the reason why you got it now.
You can challenge it.
Yeah, and you accepted that it's coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what Hashem wants. If you don't, think about it the other way, Gilad. If you don't accept it from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, okay, and you blame other people, okay, oh, why didn't my wife remind me? Why didn't my boss tell me about this? You know, why did my clients approach me? You blame other people. So Hashem said, okay, you don't realize it's me. I'll give you something else. And then you're going to suffer for something else. You get a flat tire. And then you blame someone else for the tire. Hashem says, okay, I'll give you something else. I'll give you a headache. You take a pill. You ignore Hashem. You can go on your whole life ignoring Hashem for everything. And Hashem is going to carry on until you wake up. But if you stop and you say, okay, Kadosh Baruch Hu, I realize you're trying to teach me a lesson. I accept the suffering from you. And I appreciate it and I love you. Thank you for doing it. It's a kindness.
But that's really a kol bidei shamayim chutz mirat shamayim.
This is Yirat Shamayim. This is exactly Yirat Shamayim. But wait, this is one second. Yeah, this is Yirat Shamayim. When you stop and you appreciate that the suffering is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that is Yirat Shamayim.
So basically, every. I mean, I guess it's obvious in some way. Everything that happens to us, we should be thanking Hashem, which is obvious.
Yes.
But
yes.
when you get to stages when it's like, do I deserve this? I don't deserve this. But obviously, no. It's I personally, I try and see the good in everything. I try and see that I know I've been given this punishment, whatever it may be, because I know it's going to get better. I know things get better.
Oh, so this is exactly what we're talking about now. This is today's topic. about suffering and why Hashem is causing suffering. Now I'm going to share with you a chidush of Midrash.
But that's really what you said. It's really about self-expectation setting, because it's like פרקי אבות, עשה רצונך רצונו, כדי שיעשה רצונו רצונך. But it's really about what you, many times what you perceive as Yisurim, it has nothing to do with reality. It's just in your own perception. There is a gap between what you want and what is happening. It has nothing to do with Yisurim, okay?
Yeah, but let's say. Yeah, but again, those are some things is perception, some things is not perception. If you have monetary loss, damage, that's not perception. You've lost, you've been damaged. Okay, if you've got physical damage, then that's suffering. That's not perception. Okay.
Yeah, but again, if you in the deeper level and also in the simplest level, it's not your money. Okay, you had the opportunity.
Oh, exactly. Very good.
You had the opportunity, the privilege for a specific point in time to hold this possession. And I'm not being philosophic now. I'm
no, very good, excellent. This is the next part of the shiur. You're doing good. Continue.
And now it's not your time to hold this possession. Crack on. It's like as simple as that.
Yeah.
Never mind, I can hear.
So I want to speak about Gilad and Joe, just as a very good introduction to the next Gemara, what you just mentioned now. Both of you, in some way, was bechaven to this next Gemara. The Gemara in Gemara Pesachim in Gemara Pesachim in Daf Kuf Yud Chet. Hodu LaHashem ki tov, ki la'olam chasdo. Right. So Joe said, thank Hashem for everything. How does the Gemara interpret this pasuk in Tehillim? You would never believe it, and you'd never interpret it this way. Do you know what I mean? So, Hashem ki tov ki olam chasdo. Thank Hashem, because it's good. What's good? You know what's good? שגובה חובתו של אדם בטובתו. What does that mean? שגובה חובתו של אדם בטובתו. With the goodness that he gives you, he גובה חובתו. How do you say גובה חובתו in English?
He collects your debt.
Yes, collects his debt. Thank you, Gilad. He collects his debt with the goodness that he's given to you. This is exactly what you were saying, Gilad. Nachon? It means, okay, Hashem gave you the car, and then Hashem gives you the flat tire.
Yeah, but that's really the chelef. That's really the
what?
You get a swap.
You get a swap. No, so he's saying like this. This is the chiddush, and this is the beauty of why when we see the love of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in Yisurim and in suffering. That means Hashem is never going to make you suffer. Let me just explain this. When you think about it, if a person causes another person suffering, right? That means I'm having my own day, I'm enjoying my life. You come in, you cause me damage. You've taken away something from me. But Hashem, when Hashem causes suffering, and this is really every type of suffering, Hashem gives you first and then takes it away from you. And this is what the Gemara says. Hodu Hashem ki tov. This is the goodness of Hashem. Hashem is never going to take anything from you, because nothing is really yours. Make the money of Hashem. Who is going to? I give a person his wealth, and then I take away from him. I give him his health, and I take away from him. That's how I could take a person. Yisurim, his suffering is only from what I give him. And this is betovato. And the Gemara continues. Ashir b'shoro. A rich man, Hashem does is goveh chovato. He collects his debt by taking away his ox. V'ta'ani, and the poor man, b'seyo, with his sheep. Yetom, an orphan, b'betzato, it takes away his egg. Almana, a widow, takes away tarnegolta, a chicken. That means each one with whatever the goodness he's given, that's why Hashem does the Yisurim, and that's why Hashem takes it away. And this is an astonishing midrash. The midrash says in Bereshit, V'yara Elokim et kol asher asa. When Hashem created the world, He saw everything which He created. V'hine tov me'od. V'hine tov me'od yom hashishi. Why is tov me'od? The Midrash says, you know what's tov me'od? Ma'od tov me'od? Amar Rav Huna.
It's a death.
B'dat Yisurim ze tov me'od. That's what Rav Huna. There's different opinions. According to Rav Huna, מידת ייסורים זה טוב מאוד. What's מידת ייסורים? And this is Madrash says, שעל ידה באים אנשים לחיי העולם הבא. And this is what Joe said in the beginning of the Shiur. The ייסורים, or the things that make you suffer, that brings you to עולם הבא. Think about a person, you're trying to talk to him, come to Bet Knesset, come to the Shiur Torah, come. He doesn't come, put on kippah, eat kasher, nothing. Okay, one day you see him in synagogue. What happened? How come you made it? He says, yeah, the doctor said I got, they got diagnosed, and the doctor, and that's, you saw him come along straight away. He's with a kippah, he's in the Shiur, he's in the Bet Knesset, he's getting tzedakah. Because this is Yisurim. And this is what the Gemara says. What's Midat HaYisurim? So Hashem gives every person on his level. Every person is only given what he can accept, what he's capable of accepting. But the Gemara of the Pesachim is the Chiddush that Hashem only takes away from you something which is given to you. And I want to share with you a beautiful story. And it could be I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it again because I think it's such a good story. And it happened in Bnei Brak. Maybe remind me if I've mentioned it before. There was a man, he had like 13 children. He lived in Bnei Brak. It was a poor family. It wasn't a rich family, standard family. And he married off 4 children. And he was in financial debt. He tried to help each one of his children financially, and he took on private loans. And he had nothing, this man, apart from his large family, which he had to feed. And he bought a lottery ticket. And he found, he checked his numbers, and he's got 6 out of 6. He's got all the numbers. Do you remember this story?
No.
No? Gilad? Okay, good. This is a true story. I'm not joking for you. It's a true story. 6 numbers in the lottery. And this is just his life has changed. His life, his family's life, all his children, grandchildren, everything. This is like changed. And they're all happy, and they invite everybody to come for Shabbat. That Shabbat, everyone's, they invite everyone, all the 13 children, each one with his family, they all come. And they buy extra food for for the Shabbat. They buy everything, all the goodies for Shabbat. They buy everything. They make a good Shabbat. The whole Shabbat they're singing Hallel and Nishmat Kol Chai, and they say what a nes, what Hashem's done to us, unbelievable, right? And everyone's happy, and they're drinking L'chaim and thanking Hakadosh Baruch Hu. All anything. This is the whole Shabbat, wonderful Shabbat they had. They never had such a Shabbat in life. You can imagine everyone being so happy. On Sunday, Motzei Shabbat, the oldest son, the married son, he looks at the numbers and he tries to find out about how to claim the money. And then he realizes that the numbers is exactly the 6 numbers on the ticket, but the ticket is from a week ago, which means he got all the numbers from the wrong week. And now he has to think about how he's going to break the news to his father, right? His father just, in one day, became the biggest millionaire, and now, back to where he was before. He's gonna, how he's gonna pay for the Shabbat that he just had. He doesn't know how he's gonna pay for it now. And they're talking about the brothers, how we're gonna break it to the father, how we're gonna let him down gently. Let's sit him down, give him a drink, put him down. Okay, they come to the room, and they're ready for him to, I don't know, maybe he's gonna jump or he's gonna explode. And his response is, is very calm. He's like, okay, Baruch Hashem, met Hashem hayta zot, hodu l'Hashem ki tov, Hashem natan, Hashem lakach. He's very calm, and they're in shock. He explained us what happened. You just lost, millions of dollars. People jump off buildings because of losing such amount of money. And he said he was a tzaddik, this Jew, Yehudi. He gathered all the children and said, I want you to understand something. And you should know this for the rest of your life. This is what I'm teaching you. But when you lose anything in life, anything is all goodness from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Hashem doesn't take away something unless He gives it to you first and then takes it away from you. The person has a car and he scratched his car. Hashem gave you the car and then He smashed it. You have something in your house and it breaks, Hashem gave it to you, now you lost it. So why are you getting upset? Because Hashem took back what He gave you? I said, listen, what do I have? I don't have any assets. I don't have money. And Hashem needed to take away something from me. What do I have? I have my children. That's all I have. That's what I have in my life. I have my own health and my children and my health of my children. And Hashem needed to take away something. So how can He take away something from me if I don't have anything to take away? He has to take away something from my children or from my own health. So Hashem did for me a kindness and He did the chesed. He gave me for one day the feeling that I was a millionaire. He gave me the ticket, I was a rich man for a day. And I really felt it, and I spent money on the Shabbat, and He saw how I was talking and how I said what I was going to do with my money. I was planning everything. And I was a rich man for a day. And then Hashem took it away from me. And this is the biggest kapara. Hashem saved my children and saved my life and took away something else. And this is the right way of looking at Yisurim. Ba'ahava, the love. And the Surah, the Pele Yoetz brings a mashal. He said the king, he has a close friend and he has the chova. He has to pay debts. Now with the king, you don't pay debts, you have to die. There's rules. You can't, there's no messing around. But you know, he's a close friend, his family. He wants to let him off, but he's not allowed to. He is the law of the country. And he comes up to him and says, listen, my friend, you have to pay the loan. You have to pay the debts. He said, okay, what can I do? He said, listen, take this money. Take the money. I'm giving you the money and just pay the debt so that I don't have to kill you. And this is the same thing. He gives us something. He gives us money or gives us health. Sometimes He has to take away back. But why? It's only for His kindness and His goodness. And this is Hadul Hashem kitov ki l'olam chasdo. The Hashem first gives and then He takes away. There's mi'ek the money v'ashalem. And this is the same thing. What can we do to our HaKadosh Baruch Hu? We're always giving to our HaKadosh Baruch Hu from what He given us. How do we put a mezuzah on a door if Hashem didn't give us a door to put on a mezuzah? We couldn't put a tzitzit on a beged if Hashem didn't give us the beged. We can't put tefillin on our hands if Hashem didn't give us a hand. Tefillin on the rosh if Hashem didn't give us a rosh. Ma'akeh legagecha. You can't put ma'akeh unless Hashem gives you a roof. You can't put ma'akeh. So everything comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when we realize that everything we've given is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we become less attached to it. I explained to you, there was a maybe we'll end off this with this story. There's a poor man, he also another lottery ticket. Poor man went, man was selling lottery tickets and he was trying to convince a poor man to buy a ticket. And he said, well, you want me to buy a ticket? I don't have money to buy bread. You want me to buy a ticket? I need food to eat. I'm not, even if I had the money, I wouldn't buy a ticket because I would buy food to eat. He says, no, you don't understand. You just buy a ticket, you could win it, it could save all your problems. He's trying to convince him that it's worth it for him to buy a ticket. He says, well, I don't know what you want to convince me, I don't even have money. So you know what, I'm going to lend you money. I'll give you £1, I'll buy a lottery ticket, and I'm willing, pay me back if you win, or pay me back later. I'll pay you, friend. I'll give it to you on credit. So okay, if you want, do whatever you want. Okay. He said, I'm buying it in your name. Now, can you believe the mazal? First time he buys the ticket, he actually won it. He actually won, this is the story. He won the ticket. So the guy in the shop, he wants to tell the poor man, he's become rich. He wants to tell him, but it's late at night. How can he disturb him? Okay. He says, listen, I have to let him know. This is good news. This is unbelievable. He's a rich man, I have to tell him. So he goes to his house and he knocks on his door. It's quiet, doesn't answer, sleeping. So he knocks harder. Yeah, I need to wake him up, I have to know. There's no response. He starts banging on the door. He's banging, he says, listen, you have to wake up, you have to open the door, I have to tell you something. Okay, so the guy, he's woken up from his sleep, opens the door, he's like, what happened? Makar, what happened? Why are you crazy knocking on the door like this? He says, no, I have good news for you, I have to tell you something. You won a ticket, you're a rich man, I have to tell you. He says, what? How dare you? How dare you? He says, everybody in the town, they don't know that I'm a rich man. But you know that I'm a rich man. How dare you knock on my door and wake me up like this in the middle of the night? Where's your respect? What's this man is? That means he hasn't even got the money yet. He already thinks that it belongs to him. He's already lost the perception of it, where he's got the money from. Where does that happen? And really, this is an extreme example, but all of us are like this. When we get attached to something. Okay? This is David HaMelech said, Hatzileni meregel ga'ava. What means Hatzileni meregel ga'ava? It means Hatzileni mehergel, because hergel leads to ga'ava. I'm used to something. I'm used to my job, I'm used to my house, I'm used to my car, I'm used to my MP3. It's mine. It's mine. And I forget that. And then something goes wrong and I lose it. And then I feel bad and I get upset and I get angry and why Hashem take away from me? But really, when you have to realize that, no, nothing is mine. Everything's from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, everything's from the chesed from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this is Hodu Hashem Kitov. Then it's much easier to accept the Yisurim. I'm giving back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this is really the emet. This is really the truth. This is the truth of it. Nothing is ours. And with this, maybe I'll just actually end off. And I spoke to Gilad about this last week in the beginning about Parashat Ekev. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to Moshe Rabbeinu, יש לי אוצרות מתנת חינם, אוצר הגדול בשמיים. The Midrash says Moshe Rabbeinu went up to Shamayim and he says he sees the otzrot b'Shamayim. He sees the treasure houses of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Moshe Rabbeinu says, what is this house? What is this treasure house for? He says, this treasure house is for the tzaddikim. He's very impressed. He shows him another house, big treasure house. He says, this is all the brachot which you have in the world. What is this for? This is for the Talmidei Chachamim, for those who study the Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu is very impressed. Then he shows him another treasure house. Otzer Gadol, he says, this is something special. Someone who raises orphans. This is a special house of brachot, which is just for him, Otzar. And then Moshe Rabbeinu goes to a big Otzar, Hagadol Mekulam, the biggest treasure house in Shamayim that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has. Huge. He says, what is this? This is something special. This is not for the tzaddikim and not for the chachamim. Not for the megadei yitumim. This is Otzar Matnat Chinam. Ha'otzar shegadol me'shebekulam, the biggest one is Otzar Matnat Chinam. So this is a Chidush Yarim. He gives beautiful explanation of this midrash. He says, what do you mean Matnat Chinam? Matnat Chinam, how do you say Matnat Chinam in English?
Free gift.
Free gift. How much does it cost, free gift? How much does it cost? Free gift. It's free. Okay, can I take 2? It's free. Take 10. It's free. Free gift is free. So the Chidush Yarim asks a question. If it's Otar Matnat Chinam is the big Yotzarot, and it's Chinam, it's free, so why doesn't everyone get free Matanot from HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Why is it people suffering with Yisurim? Why is not everyone get health? Everyone gets Parnasah. Everyone has good children. Everyone goes good Shalom Bayit. It's Otar Matnat Chinam. And this is beautiful. The Chidush Yarim says, he says, in order to receive Matanat Chinam, you have to realize that it's a Matana. You have to realize that it's from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and you have to realize that it's Matanat Chinam. If you don't appreciate that it's coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and it's coming even though you don't deserve it, then you're not going to get it. It means as long as you say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, hey, I need it, I deserve it, you're not getting it. And as long as you think you're going to get it on your own, and it's not from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're not going to get it. There needs 2 conditions. You have to appreciate that it's Matanat Chinam. It's from Hashem is giving it to you, and you don't deserve it. And this is the Otzar Matanat, this is how everyone can get it. Everyone can receive this Otzar Matanat Chinam. You just have to go into it and appreciate and deserve it. And this is the beautiful Chidush of the Chidush Yarim. And if we connect that to the Gaon of Vilna, now it makes sense that if we appreciate that the Yisurim is coming from the Father, then it goes together. That afterwards, of course, he's going to be Malei Ratzonecha. Why? Because you've appreciated that Yisurim is coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if you realize that it's coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, everything is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if you realize that you don't deserve it, then you're already on the level of receiving Matanat Chinam. So this is a very beautiful explanation to the Gaon of Vilna. That after accepting Yisurim, you can be ready to accept Matanat Chinam. Yimalei Ratzonecha. That's the Lashon of the Gaon of Vilna. Yaseh Ratzonecha. After you accept the Yisurim, everything's from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I do not deserve it. I don't deserve any presents. I deserve punishment. The suffering which I got, this is what I deserve. Then I'm ready for the Matanat Chinam. And this is a beautiful explanation to know what they're going moving now. So, this is something we can all take in life. I'm sure, we all have Olam Haba, and for the past 40 days, we've all had our share of suffering. But let's look at it in a different way now. Let's look at it in the way of the Or HaChaim HaKadosh, like it's a father who loves us. Let's look at it in a way that we're now, Hashem is just taking what He's given to us anyway. Anyway, it belongs to Him. And this is what we're deserving. We don't deserve anything. Let's remember not to be the hergel of Ga'ava. We don't get used to what we have. And when we appreciate that, it comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we're ready for all the gifts of the Otzar Matanat Chinam. So I hope you enjoyed the share. Thank you everyone for your contribution. Very nice explanation from Maor and from Gilad. Thank you, Meir. I hope you enjoyed the shiur. And I hope you will be zochet to appreciate everything that comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu and enjoy the presence of the Otzar Matanat Chinam. I wish you all Shabbat Shalom. And thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. Chazak u'baruch.
Thank you. I just want to ask everybody, if it's good for you next week, Thursday, then I would like that as well. Is it okay?
Hashem, I think I'm okay.